Check. What is up? What is up? Streaming. I'm gonna do my easy spin. I'm doing a Wahoo system workout while I watch the College Park crit. They're doing call-ups right now. Interesting. Clever Martinez is here today. He dropped out last night at Athens, so I had family obligations, couldn't stream Athens for sure, but didn't get to watch all of it. I was kind of in and out, but I did catch that Clever made the early break, I'm pretty sure, and then had to drop out from that break. Seemed like he was maybe sick. I've asked around, gotten no clarification on what was actually wrong with him. And let's see, also, despite everyone's best efforts, it seems, I have found the overall results. It is so hard to find these. But here's the points we have right now. Rodriguez just got the call up because he's in first. We got Ty Magner in second. That is a extremely close point spread. 14:59 for Rodriguez, 14:46 for Magner. Brian Gomez a little farther down. Kind of surprised Gibbons is that far down, but Gibbons was actually 11th at Athens last night. So, and then we got Connor Sallee down there in 9th. He crashed out midweek. I think he crashed out on Wednesday. So he's going to continue to fall out of the top 10. Sebastian Cano from SoFlo in 6th is a pretty big result, I would say. So at this point, Frank Travieso, best place rider for Blazers, been highs and lows for them. But let's get rid of that. Start watching the racing. So yeah, this is the finale of SpeedWeek. Interested to see how Clever is doing. The only clarity I've been able to get on what happened to him yesterday is that he was maybe sick. So interesting to see that he's back. Yeah, sorry, man. My fiance was graduating college yesterday, so I had bigger fish to fry. Sorry. I did catch bits and pieces of it as we were kind of in the house, out of the house. So I think I know what happened, basically. Big move got away. A couple guys bridged up to it. That move lapped up, which technical course. Today we've got a very technical course. We've got this downhill, uphill between corners 1 and 2. Right hand. So this course is like a rectangle, but there's also a little chicane on the backside of the rectangle. It's also pretty hilly. We got this downhill into this corner. Fairly technical course. I think this is another course where a sort of medium to big move could get away. It's a course where here's the chicane I was talking about. Little left, right, left. And it's not a super technical chicane like where you're going to have to slow down for it, but it does limit how wide the field can go through there. There's definitely much faster to take the straight line. So I think because of all the turning, because of all the climbing, the downhill into that 190-degree corner, this is going to be a course where the field doesn't have a huge advantage. It's not going to be way more efficient to ride in the field. I think that's why you're seeing this super aggressive racing. This is also kind of last chance saloon for a lot of guys. I think a lot of guys who maybe haven't had a big result all week are looking to get after it today. Speaking of big results, I don't know. Do you guys want to see the results, or do you want me to just talk about them? I've got them here. I can show them on screen, or I can just talk through them. But yo, what's up, Ben? Speaking of big results, Brock Mason yesterday was, let's see, Pro Men Athens. I'm scrolled down. Sorry, I'm trying to do a lot of stuff at the same time. Brock Mason was 7th yesterday. Huge result. I'm saying he's like the breakout rider of the week. I already knew he was good. He's a Southeastern guy, so I've seen him around and know that he's strong, but he's had a breakout week this week, made 2 or 3 winning breakaways, finished top 10. I think that's 3 or 4 top 10s for him. So, I mean, he's doing better than half the guys on like the top level squads this week. Let's see if they're going to give us the top 10 as they come through every lap here. I hope so. That makes it a lot easier to keep track of who's in the breakaway and who's not. Ooh, forgive me. I'm going to scale down my workout a touch here. Just doing some endurance work. I'm going to scale this down. Just trying to spin the legs a little bit while I'm talking. Cool. Okay, so this race is shorter. I think this one's going to be 60 minutes, like standard amateur crit length. Got one of the Project Echelon guys off the front here, I think. This is kind of the Echelon B squad at SpeedWeek. Their A squad ripped it and won Redlands, and I believe they are winning or won Tour of the Gila. I know they've definitely won stages at Gila. So I think the guys that are here at SpeedWeek are just the guys that didn't get selected. All right, Magner getting after it. Magner is sitting second on overall points for the week right now. Pretty much if he can get in a move that doesn't have I'm going to go to the overall again. If he can get in a move today and that move does not have Alfredo Rodriguez, Brian Gomez, really he's probably clear of those two. He's won it. If he can get in a move that doesn't have Rodrigo or Gomez in it, he's won the overall, which would be a good consolation prize. I know he wanted to win Athens so bad. He's a Athens native. That's always a goal race. I want to say he was top 5. I think he's been top 5 like multiple times. He raced so strong at Athens last year. Last year at Athens, a group got away. Yeah, second last night at Athens. We got points prime on the next lap. All right, we got to move Magner, Rodriguez, Martinez, Julio Padilla, and Andy Scarano. Oh, I guess I should also mention not Best Buddies. ButcherBox had their first podium of the week, I believe, last night with I'm going to team men. I want to see men Athens, Liam White from ButcherBox, which I mentioned because that's not a name I know. But then they also had Spencer Movenzada in 6th. Looks like a couple more guys have bridged up to this move. It might be too big now, although last night it was a big move, and Ben in the chat and I were debating whether it was too big to go. I think on a technical course like this, like 5 to 10 is actually a good number. It gets much bigger than that. You don't really have an advantage on the peloton because you're fighting for spots. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go because Automatic doesn't have anyone there. They're going to chase. Ooh, Magner scooped 10 points from Rodriguez. That's okay. I'm gonna go back to these points and really keep my eye on it because the main feed isn't showing us. So let's see. what those points do. 10 points puts Magner 3 points away from Rodriguez. Rodriguez is at 1459. Magner is at 1456. So close. And clearly shows Magner is going for it. He wants this overall. He's not just in it for the win today. Yep. I think Blazers is going to be really, really motivated to get a win on the line today. Yep. Here, speak of the devil. Here's Martinez going straight to the front, stringing it out. Looks like he's not committed, and maybe he was hoping to get more of a gap there. Didn't quite get the gap he wanted, so he shut it down. But yeah, there. I mean, also losing Sallee and losing a night worth of points for Martinez. Let's do this. There we go. Losing a night worth of points for Martinez kind of takes them out of it for the overall. Here goes Magner. No, or is that Ian Garrison? Yep. Interesting. I think Garrison knows that Magner just really did a lot of work to get those points. He's backing him up. This is good teamwork. Even when Legion can't do the thing they're known for doing, setting a hard tempo the whole time, 6 deep on the front, they still know what they're doing. And, I mean, I don't think he's going to ride this whole thing by himself. But Garrison is a world-class time trialist. So they would be foolish to just let him ride. And while Magner wants the win, if Garrison scooped up the win points, that takes those off the table for best buddies. So it's less about Garrison and more about just eating up that spot. This looks like a super fun course. I wish I was there. I'll try to make this one next year. I'm going to try again to make Speed Week next year. Had it on the calendar, but I guess I should enable. All right, I just turned on the automated thing where it'll put a link to where I broke my arm in the video about me breaking my arm in the chat periodically, because that's a question that comes up pretty regularly. Hey, is the audio okay? I hope that I'm successfully filtering out my drivetrain and fan noise. Diaz, not that I can find. I tried. So I was watching bits of it last night on my phone and on my computer when I was at home, but I cannot find the replay, which is part of why I'm doing this. I know for me, like, next year I'll want to go back and watch this year's stuff, partially just trying to archive it, because like with USA Crits being gone, all the USA Crits races that I didn't do a watch along are just in the ether, impossible to find. So trying to do this as much as possible just to preserve them. Looks like it's kind of going easy at the front right now. It may just be that they come with so much speed into that chicane. That's the spot where, if you're smart, you're going to get a little rest there. I think that's what's going on. This is a rough course to be on the back. I think we're going to see a lot of attrition. Tanner Ward from Best Buddies going up the road. That's Eder Frere on his wheel. I forget where he's the champion of, but he's on Legion. If that white jersey is confusing you, he is on Legion of LA. You used to be able to tell because it had the Rafa band, but now Blazers is also Rafa sponsored. So makes it a little harder to know exactly what you're looking at. 2-up move, Best Buddies and Legion. This is Interestingly, not a Legion rider that is a threat for the overall, not a Best Buddies rider that's a threat for the overall. So that's going to mean Legion's not chasing, Best Buddies is not chasing. Really going to put the pressure, and I think Automatic is probably going to be racing for Tom today. Although this is a little bit hilly of a course for Tom, I think he still just wants a win. I think he had 4 seconds, an 8th, and an 11th this week. And I think he would trade 3 of those seconds for a first. Maybe all 4 of them, if he could. I know it's just driving him nuts that he hasn't gotten an outright win. Looks like Movinzada. Yeah, Spencer Movinzada from Butcher Box, looking to get up here and cover it. This honestly could be the day Mexican champion. Thanks, Joe. I knew it was somewhere in South America, but I didn't want to, Central America, rather. Didn't want to get it wrong. This actually could be a good course for Butcher Box and a good situation for Butcher Box, that they don't have anyone who is a threat for the overall. They don't even have anyone on the top 10 for the overall. They're not a threat for the team overall. This is a fairly technical course on the last day. Okay, Liam White in 13th is their best place guy on the GC, but he's like 500 points down on first. So that's actually a good place for them to be in, to get one of their riders up the road in a small breakaway, which is kind of what that team is built for. So this could be the day where Butcher Box kind of redeems their whole week. At least they'll try to, I would think. Seems like Movinzada and White are the only guys on that team that are really on right now. They were saying last night, I was hearing White as I was watching the stream, and I thought, is Curtis White here for Best Buddies? Because cyclocross rider Curtis White is riding with Best Buddies this year on the crit stuff, but I don't think he has actually raced any crits yet. I bet he'll do kind of what Kerry Werner did with Project Echelon last year and do a big block of crits in the middle of the summer. Probably had to totally restart his engine after cross season, pretty good cross season. But I bet he'll do well. I mean, he has experience on the road. Tanner Ward seems committed to this. This is more like what Best Buddies did at Birmingham Hammerfest, which I was at. There was no stream of it, so I know people didn't really see it, but Best Buddies was just putting individual riders off the front all night and really making Legion do the chasing, which they didn't start doing until it was about 10 to go. And then at 10 to go, Legion put Garrison on the front. He did 4 hard laps. Magner on the front. He did some hard laps, and then Justin sprinted for it. Let's re-up the old stream here. Getting choppy. It has been awesome having these streams all week. The midweek ones were a little sketchy, but I don't know what you expect from races like that, kind of smaller races. It is what it is. I appreciate the try. This looks like such a fun course. I would love to race this course. The down up here, I've heard it described as like a half pipe on this straightaway. And then this downhill into the ripping right-hand turn and the chicane. There's just like a lot of stuff on this course. And you can, I love a course like this because you can almost ride it like a cyclocross course where each time you come through one of those features, you think like, I could do that a little better. You know, I could carry a little more speed up that uphill. I could take a better line on that downhill corner. I could go straighter through the chicane. You kind of chip away at it. skills wise. And then even if you're not having the best race, you got something to focus on. It keeps you in the game mentally. That's a big gap. Looks like 10 seconds maybe. Yeah, probably about 10 seconds, 5 to 10. Which, if this was one of the other races this week, this would have been really early. But this is a shorter race. So it's actually not that early. Like, you could stick something from here. Especially, everybody's tight. Most of these guys, I don't think there are many that are cherry picking individual races to try and podium. Most of these guys have done the full week. And last night at Athens, if you've never ridden that Athens course, that course is brutal. Course is insane. You just go down a hill, sharp turn, up a hill. And that's it. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And they did it for an hour. Like, it was a long race last night, like an hour 40. They do the pro race by just a set number of laps, and however long the laps take is how long the race is. Hey, Drew Dillman in 10th. Speaking of cyclocross riders, I see his name up there. I've raced with Dillman a bit on the gravel at Southern Cross, but he was I think U23 and collegiate cyclocross national champion. Interesting. A lot of domestic cyclocross guys coming over to the crit scene. I wonder if some of that is the similarity of the effort. Like, it's an hour long, it's very punchy, and how much of it is the fact that all the buzz around Legion and Best Buddies, and to some degree Automatic, just the buzz around American crit racing has kind of enticed them to check it out. I know most of those guys have raced on the road at some point, but I haven't seen as many of those names that are concurrently top-level cyclocross guys basically going from UCI cyclocross straight into like top-level Pro 1 crit racing back to back. You see that on the women's side a little bit more, actually. You always saw like Ellen Noble would do a few, Katie Compton would do a few, but I think being multidisciplinary like that is just more common in general on the women's side. Tanner Ward still doing it. Let's see what he's got here. Trying to count the gap. We got Spencer Movinzada called it. ButcherBox wants to get in these small moves, get somebody up the road. A little bit under 10 seconds. Movinzada wants it so bad. If he can get in one of these little moves, this is his wheelhouse. I think he's pretty good on a technical, punchy course like this, too. God, that is a rough place to be, though. The camera looking straight down the way is shortening that distance visually, but he is like 4 seconds from him to Ward and 4 seconds from him back to the field. Just being in no man's land like that is, God, that's my nightmare. I hate that so much. Looks like he's going to get there, though. Okay, if he can get there and they can start rolling turns, he's going straight to the front. He's committed to this, and he's not blown. Looks like Legion recognizes the danger. They got Etta Frere shutting it down. And also, Automatic doesn't have anyone up there. I wonder if Automatic is trying to keep their powder dry. Oh, yeah, I think this field it's like half the size it was. It's so technical. It's going to be lined up single file for a lot of this lap. And when it's lined up single file, all it takes is one guy losing the wheel, and everyone behind him has to close that gap down just to stay in the race. Or you're getting, 5 guys, 10 guys at a time out the back. Well, it looks like we're back together. 25 laps to go. It's one of the NGCA riders driving it. Might be Brock Mason. Let's see. It might be a Texas Roadhouse rider. The red is throwing me off. Not solid red like Butcher Box. I don't know. I think I'm seeing Specialized BMW Hank Baver from Atlanta in there. That's awesome. That's a dude I've raced with a bunch. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. NGCA has some white on the jersey, but not that much white. I have been surprised by them this week, though. Like, I kind of forget they're there, and then every now and again, they got somebody up front. Seems like they've stepped it up a little bit this year. That's another team I've raced with a bunch. I was fourth to them at a second race of Mobile last year. They were first and third. Yeah, it's good to see a lot of Southeast guys out here representing with all the national talent. I don't think I've seen anything from Brock Mason today, but even if he DNFs today, he's the breakout star of the week. Oh, actually, breakout star of the week. We got to talk about this. Some of you guys probably haven't been following it, but I've been watching a lot of the 2-3 races just because that's what I would have been doing this week. And a guy won Athens amateur finals, which is an incredibly hard race, on a single speed. Not a fixed gear, but a single speed that he could coast on with brakes. I don't know his deal. I feel like I've seen him around if he's the same guy I'm thinking of, but absolutely bonkers. Went solo with like 5 or 6 laps to go and held it on a single speed. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine doing that race with less than 10 gears, especially the current Athens course where it's uphill, downhill. Like, no matter what gear you choose, it's going to be the wrong gear at some point in the course. So, single speed, man. I need somebody to figure it out. And, yeah, props to single speed guy. Legendary move. Looks like Frank Travieso tried to split it there. Got marked immediately. We got okay, that is Fergus Arthur. So those white and red kits look like that's the new Texas Roadhouse. We got Fergus Arthur from Texas Roadhouse up there. Connor White, Wolfgang Brendel from Skyline. Seems like Wolfgang is the only guy from Skyline. I was wondering if they were even still a team. Not sure who this rider off the front is, but I think it's someone from CS Velo. Yeah, not totally sure. We'll see when they come back around, but CS Velo is another team that maybe their full focus hasn't been on SpeedWeek, but they've had some guys here, haven't really gotten a result. So it's kind of last chance saloon, like I was saying. Ben Wolf trying to break it. Wolfgang Brandel, just mentioned him, marking it. Yeah, they're looking around. They didn't break it at the front, but it looks like there's some gaps going back through the peloton. Everyone is so tired at this point. I think my prediction is somewhere around the halfway mark. This race will just explode. Eddie Frere. I want to say Frere maybe didn't do the first weekend starting at Spartanburg. So maybe he flew out midweek. He's a little fresher. That's why he's doing so much early on here to protect Magner. I thought we might see Magner all night just ripping, but I think he was actually just looking for those early race points, preem points, and he's going back to sitting in mid-race, which he can do because it seems like Frere knows his role and he's marking it. Whoop. Speak of the devil. Points preem on this lap. Let's see who this is. From John Heinlein from Project Echelon going clear. Looking back, Echelon has got some serious TT chops. It seems like everybody on that team can time trial. I guess they're also on the Super Aero Argon 18 bikes. Yeah, I think the preem, it's definitely going to hurt everybody. We'll see who goes for it. I think I see Magner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6th or 7th wheel here. Looks like maybe someone from automatic. Not sure if that's Gibbons. He may just be trying to get himself into a position where if it splits, he's not on the wrong side of it. Sometimes the preem itself splits it, and sometimes the preem strings it out, and then somebody counterattacks off of that. Frere is setting the pace. Someone else from Legion is in the middle there. Not sure who that is. And then Ty is back in like 7th wheel. Here we go. Ty. That's Ty. Yep. Nope. What? I feel like clearly Ty was across the line first there. I think that orange jersey, that's Alfredo Rodriguez in the leader's jersey for SpeedWeek overall. Magner's thinking about it. He's got a split here. Yeah, he doesn't want to go solo like this. If somebody was with him, he would go. Maybe he can just keep the pace on and get these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Part of it is that this isn't the move he wants. That orange jersey, he needs that one jersey to not be in the move. Somebody from Velobrew in the front of the peloton trying to bring this back. That's a new team for this year with a lot of firepower. Picked up some guys from all over, strong guys, but especially Southeastern guys. Yeah, right there. That's Velobrew. Blue on one side, yellow on the other side. They got Owen Schott from Vino Rip. They got Matt Govero from Velovit. A lot of guys who were real strong and their teams either folded or they were maybe a little under-teamed last year. Magner chucking the bottle. He's not going to just give it back to him. This could it seems like they don't want it. It's definitely getting ragged. I think we're reaching that point. I was saying mid-race, it's going to break at some point. All it takes is one of these guys in one of the small groups to want it more than everyone behind. I think Best Buddies realizes they got 2 here. They got 2 here. That puts them in a better place than Magner. Ben Wolf on the front just ripping this. Yeah, we're getting to that point. It's going to break somewhere. One, yeah, gap, little gap, bigger gap. guys are going to start falling and getting pulled. Rudy, it depends. So Magner doesn't have yellow. Rodriguez has yellow. By my count, they are 3 points away from each other. So at this point, depending on how the points prems go, I think that if Magner beats Rodriguez, even by 1 point, 1 place, as long as he's within the top 25, which is where points go, then he gets it. And if Rodriguez beats Magner, even by 1 place, inside that top 25, he gets the overall. So it's 1v1 right now. Interesting move. We got Johnny Brown from Blazers. Johnny Brown we've seen on the front, near the front, in the front group many times this week. No big results. I do think this is kind of his first year transitioning over from more like long road race stuff to these crits. So even last night, which would have been a really long race by crit standards, was pretty short compared to most things he was doing back on Action August Berman. He was the last guy in that move there. Michael Hernandez chasing him. Spencer Movenzada trying to get there. Okay, Alec Cowan is here for Legion as well. So Legion did call in the cavalry for this second weekend. See, Cowan is sitting second wheel there so that when Gomez swings off, Cowan can just sit up like that. He's slowing that group down. He's looking back to see where Magner is. Cowan is working for Magner at this point. Okay, here's an interesting wrinkle, though. Gomez, who just went off the front there, he's 1 position behind Magner in third. He's a little over 100 points down, but they're trying to stack this podium. He's definitely a danger. And there's always a chance that Magner finishes outside. So I can't see exactly how many points. I want to pull up a spreadsheet and see if I can see the exact rundown of how many points each place gets you. Looks like they did 80 laps last night. They don't have the points on the spreadsheet. Well, at least not on this spreadsheet. Let me see. Pull up Augusta. See if we got points on this one. Nope. Well, if anybody can find how the points work right now, post it in the chat. Yeah, that's the long and short of it. Ruggiero is it's Legion's all in for Magner. Best Buddies is all in for Rodriguez or Gomez. Oh no. Hernandez. Uh-oh. That looks like it might be Fergus Arthur. So they still have free laps. I think free laps don't expire until 8 to go. That's going to be moment of panic. Everything's going to go crazy right now. Panic button has been hit. Somebody from CS Velo up there. Who have we got? Tanner Ward, Brian Gomez, Connor White, Eddie Ferrer. So that's Connor White from CS Velo, the guy that I wasn't sure who he was. Not sure if he's going to get a free lap and get back in, or if he's going to call it a day. No one's sure where Magner is. Nobody's seen Magner yet. If this sticks, then Rodriguez wins the overall. No one knows where Gomez is. Okay. It's it's almost 100-point gap. Wow. Bunch of riders in the pit right now. We're gonna see who took the free lap and gets put back in versus who just tries to chase on here. No idea what happened in that crash. I'm not sure if I just missed it or if it didn't happen in the shot we were looking at. My guess would be just a touch of wheels on that downhill. I think they were probably, all right, they're not going to put them into the breakaway. 14 to go. Big gap. It's probably 20 seconds to this group. Yeah, I don't know what Eder's going to do here. I guess Eder has to... Okay, if I'm Legion at this point, I'm telling Eder to sit on and do zero work and go for the win at the end. It's going to be tough because Best Buddies is going to start hitting them with the 1-2 once they get within the last couple of laps. Seems like Clever, okay, apparently Clever actually is sick. He was sick yesterday. He's in there racing today, but he's toward the back. He's still feeling a little sick, it seems. So, Clever Martinez, probably a non-factor here. Also have not seen a single peep from Gibbons or Automatic really today. Looks like we got Aldo on the outside right there. I'm getting to where I can actually recognize all of the Automatic guys based on their stature now that their equipment is like fully standardized. I was relying for a while on people using a different frame, using different gloves. Pretty sure that's Aldo up there. All right, let's see what this gap is. Yeah, I knew this wasn't going to be a great course for Gibbons. It's a little hilly for him, a little up and down for him. But you never know. I mean, Athens is also a little bit hilly of a course for him, and he manages to make it happen when he really, really needs to. He lapped up last night. I think of the guys who lapped up, he ended up getting last, but he did lap up, stay in, finish with the group, one lap up. He's like, of the pure sprinters, the one who deals the best. Looks like we've got a 20-plus second gap, 13 laps to go. So they're going to have to be pulling back more than 2 seconds a lap if they want to get there. That's like the craziest thing that could happen, though, right now is, that's looks like Martinez absolutely last wheel. They can try Ruggiero, but what he's going to do is sit on the back the whole time, and then when they attack him, he just covers, and he's going to be the freshest because he hasn't been taking any pulls on the front. So hopefully, unless they're just way stronger than him, every time they attack, he can jump on the wheel, and he's going to have to do a surge to stay with it, but he's just doing a surge to stay in the draft, not the surge to create the gap. I think what's going to happen eventually, probably inside the last 5 laps, is Gomez and Ward will start taking turns. One of them attacks and then makes Freire chase it. And then right when it comes back, the other one attacks and makes Freire chase it. And that 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 is how they're going to get rid of him. But they don't want to do that necessarily this soon because 10, 12 laps by yourself is a long way to go, especially when the other guys, there are still going to be 3 guys in that group behind. 2 of them want to chase. So they're just trying to save that match for when it's going to be most effective, which I would say is probably within the last 5. Yeah, Ferreira's just sitting on the back. Not a terrible place for Connor White from CS Velo here to be. CS Velo has not gotten a podium this week, I don't think. I know they want one. So pretty much if he can stay in this move, this is what I would be thinking right now. All I have to do is stay here and beat 1 guy. I'm on the podium. I bet they are, Ben. I bet they are. Like I said, NGCA, they've been doing work this week. I've been, I don't want to say surprised, but every time I forget they're here, I see someone closing a gap mid-pack or just affecting the race in some way. They're certainly not just on the back foot. We got a little chase going here. Looks like someone from Legion, but not Magner in the chase. Looks like we got Texas Roadhouse, Butcher Box. I believe that's Johnny Brown from Blazers. Not sure who that is from Elevate. Although I'm pretty sure I raced him at Sunny King. That guy from Elevate. Don't know his name, but recognize him. I think he did several laps off the front solo in my race at Anniston before this whole situation. I feel like the dubstep that's coming in from the main feed is scrambling my brain a little bit here. Sorry, y'all. So now we got 2 little cat and mouse. They're slowing up at the front. So what's the time gap doing? It looks like it's still going, if I'm believing the time gaps I'm seeing up there, it's still going the brakes way. But is the field going to ratchet it up? Or have they given up? I mean, let's think about who's going to want to chase here. Definitely Butcher Box. Definitely Blazers. Definitely Automatic. So, I mean, all of those teams have the alarm bells go off at the same time, and they've still got enough guys in here to do it, because there's been a lot of attrition. I wish it would stay on this shot. Okay, 46.03 is when they crossed under. Let's count it back if they'll show us the peloton. Although I have a feeling they're not going to. It would be helpful to cut back to the peloton occasionally here so that we could get a read on who's chasing, if anyone, and which direction the gap is going. Yeah, those time gaps at the top appear to be garbage. So I need a visual time gap. Although if we can't see them in the back of this shot, that's a pretty good indicator. Yeah, that it's 20 or 30 seconds, because that, looking straight down that straightaway visually shortens that distance a lot. So this break is it. Now the question is just when does Best Buddy start playing the tactical game? I don't think they're going to sit up, because both of those Best Buddies riders really want this to go. And the CS Velo rider definitely wants this to go. So it's basically a 3-up break. Freire is just a passenger here. Anybody know how good of a sprinter Freire is? I do not, but he's probably going to have to cover a late Best Buddies move. Richard, Corey has been racing. I think he did Sea Otter, and they've done local crits in California. Justin did do Birmingham Hammerfest. He won Birmingham Hammerfest. He broke his collarbone. Yeah, it seems like Corey has just been staying close to California, I guess because he just had a kid. So Corey has been racing, but he's just been doing the big stuff he can day trip. Here we go. Here's that 1-2 I was talking about. Gomez is going. Frere and Connor White have to chase now. This is a rough place to be in if you're Frere and White. I thought they would wait to 5 to go, but they're not even going to leave it that late. I don't know what Justin's ETA on the collarbone healing is. Yep. They've engaged Operation Nuke Frere. Connor White's done. That's rough. So now it's 2-on-1. Frere is in a bad spot now. I wonder if they'll sit up enough that White can get back on. Can White stay in that gap until the end of the race now? That's going to be heartbreaking. He's probably going to get caught. 7 laps is a long way by yourself, especially with the peloton behind going all out, as I'm sure they will, even if they're just going for the field sprint. Yeah, this is a rough place for Frere. Someone's going to attack him right here, I'm sure. Nope. I wonder if they've got their spot picked where they can come from the back with speed and just snap him. Yeah. Well, it's rough, Ben, because he wants to stay at least on the podium. We got sprint points on the next lap. I wonder, I don't think Frere will try and go for the sprint points just to soak them up. Seems like the sprint points go 5 deep. So I wonder if there's anyone back in the field who's maybe looking to hold on to their top 10 or something that will go for it. Like Andy Scarano, maybe. Previously mentioned, currently in 9th place. He's tied with Connor Sallee, but Sallee didn't start today after a hard fall on Wednesday. Hopefully Saley's all right. I read on Instagram that he had some surgery. So not a great sign. Hope he's doing okay. Wow, long shot there. Caught the cameraman out. All right, 10 points, 10 award, 7 Etta Frere, 5 Brian Gomez, 3 Connor White, 2 Frere. I'm liking the chyrons. That's helpful. It's a guy who looks like Chad Muska right there. Anyone else catch that? Maybe that's the new thing. Chad Muska's into cycling now. They are really looking around. They got a lot of gap to play with, though. It seems like still on the north side of 30 seconds. Only 5 laps to go. I'm surprised we're not seeing them just snapping over the top to really make Frere work. Connor White holding strong in the gap. No, I assume I always assume that that's what's going on. Ben, there's a lot of delay too between you type it, send it, I get it, then it goes up on my stream. There's like several layers of delay there. All right, this is where I thought it was going to get spicy and we were going to see crazy attacks from Best Buddies. Losing the bottles. Time to get serious. Reminded me I have a bottle. I should have been drinking water this whole time. I did a Zwift race right before this. And it was not right before, a couple hours before. And annihilated my legs. So I'm just spinning easy right now. Zone 2. This is a rough spot for Frere. I wonder if Alfredo Rodriguez still goes for it because he doesn't want to. So, okay, here's the interesting battle we got now. Rodriguez and Magner are 1-2 on points. They're both back in the group. So Magner could jump Rodriguez, not for first, maybe. That's going to be tough. It's going to be really tight, math-wise. Basically, Magner has to do as well as he can from the group sprint, from the field sprint, and hope that he gets a jump on Rodriguez. Rodriguez doesn't do as well. Maybe depending on who hoovers up the rest of those points, he could retain his second. I'm trying to see mathematically if there's a way he could be first. I think he could. I think if Magner beat Rodriguez by like Magner wins the field sprint for fourth, and then Rodriguez doesn't make it in the points. Let's say points go 20 deep, and he's like 25th. Magner could win. So I wonder if Legion, everyone else on Legion, they're over trying to chase this. This move is what it is, but they are all in for the field sprint now. Really surprised. So, whoa, what are you doing, Carr? Here we go. Best Buddies. Snapping Frere on it immediately. He's trying to get on it immediately. He's not quite there. Yeah, he looks like he's got it. The fact that they're not doing that to him just constantly makes me think that they are both in pretty rough condition. So, I mean, don't underestimate the fact that Frere, despite being in a tactically bad position, has been able to sit on for most of this breakaway. So the second half of the race. Whereas these two guys have been having to take turns on the front. Wonder if they're trying to make a deal here. It looks like Ward was talking to him. And I wonder, oh, there we go. There's another snap. Frere is back on it. Everybody's cooked. Gambler Preem, 2 to go. I believe that's $1,000 on the line. Next time, the next one is for the win. So I don't think any of these guys care about the game. Oh, no. Oh, no. Not sure who that is from Butcher Box. Doesn't look like Movinzada. Liam White, maybe? Yeah, I agree, Anthony. Like I said, I thought they would be going rapid fire. One attack, then just get him back to back to back. They haven't been doing that. And Frere did sit on for a long time there. Hopefully that Butcher Box rider is okay. Don't film him. Film the race. Film the race. Thank you. We know he fell. We're on the 2 to go. We don't need the crash cam. chunking the bottles. Time to get serious. Here we go. Going for the gambler. Frere's on it. They might drop the other. Yeah, I agree. Tanner Ward got the preem, but Frere's still there. Looks like Ward is sitting up to let Gomez, to let Gomez get back on, because they want Gomez to win. That's the move for Best Buddies here, is points-wise on the overall for the week, Gomez is in way better position. Gomez is in third. And Tanner Ward, I don't even see him in the top 10. So they want those maximum points for first place to be taken by Gomez to get him a bigger gap to Magner, who very well could still win the field sprint behind and come fourth. They are really, really, really playing games. So slow. They're going Cat 5 speed around this. So now what they're doing is just whoever has the best pop. It's not going to be who's the best sprinter. It's going to be who's the best accelerator. If they come into it at these like cat and mouse match sprint speeds. Yeah, this looks like about half as fast as they've been doing it. Turning it up. It's a long way. Frere, switch cameras, switch cameras, switch cameras. Brian Gomez. 1-2 for Best Buddies. Frere certainly didn't get smoked there. And there was a good chance he could have gotten absolutely smoked. Show the field sprint. Show the field sprint. Show the field sprint. Oh my God. These guys don't matter anymore. The race is over. Field sprint. Okay, here we go. Magner was 6th. So I think that keeps Magner in 2nd. Gibbons 8th. All right, we'll have to wait. Hey, Drew Dillman, you guys probably can't see it because I'm in the way. Drew Dillman in 19th. Movinzada 15th. Clever was 11th. So I guess yesterday was an anomaly for him. He's seems like he's doing okay. Well, I wish they had showed the field sprint, but crazy race. Kind of sucks that a crash ended up being sort of the decider, but that's the reward you get for just hanging out near the front sometimes, is you hang out near the front and eventually a split happens for one reason or another and you're on the right side of it. Can be, how you get it done. All right. That's it for Speed Week. I guess we'll wait for the final overall points results. But my guess here is that Gomez 1, Magner 2, Rodriguez 3. Martinez might have dropped 1, so Gibbons 4, Martinez 5. I think that about covers it for Speed Week 22. Hopefully Speed Week 23, I'll be there. Hopefully the end of this season, I'll be there. That's what we're working on. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, watching the race with me. I'm going to keep doing these as much as I can. And also, I got a bunch of my own crits to break down. Got so much footage. So this is Wahoo's system. I've been writing it a bunch so I can make a well-informed video about the Wahoo RGT merger. So I'm working on that as we speak, in a way. But yeah, keep your eyes on the YouTube channel for all that stuff and the Twitch channel for I'll be doing a bunch of e-racing live on that channel as I try to recover. It's way more fun than just doing my intervals, especially when I'm doing 11 hours a week on the trainer. I can't just stare at the bar graph the whole time. I need some racing in there. So if you want to catch that stuff, hit me up. It looks like there's Hernandez. He looks a little banged up. That sucks. All right. See you guys later.